Hello Commanders, Commander Plater here, and welcome back to another really dangerous video. Today we are taking a look at the Krait. Obviously it's a new ship, so we've got to do the flight assist off landing, then we'll have a bit of a visual inspection, have a talk through the hard points and all the outfitting options, and we're going to go from there. So here we are sat just over 5 kilometers away from Jameson Memorial, and we are ready for our flight assist off docking. Now we've already gone through this with the Challenger, and if you haven't looked at that video already, please do check it out. What I will say is that the Challenger handled like an absolute dream. I'm not a fan of the way it looks whatsoever. Outfitting options on it though are quite nice. The Krait on the other hand, I do like how it looks. It's got this really unique aesthetic compared to other ships in Elite Dangerous. Not too keen on the cockpit, I don't think, at least with the huge amount of glass. It's always worrying when I see a lot of glass. My canopies have a real bad habit of disappearing on me. But we'll talk about that in a minute. Let's focus on getting this landing done. So as you can see, we have rotation correction off already. We've turned flight assist now off. We are going to go into the modules and we are going to turn off our shields too, because we do not want to cheat in any way, shape or form. We're going to get our docking requested too, and then we're going to take ourselves in and see what happens. I'm hoping this will go quite smoothly. When I tried out the Krait on stream, I wasn't a particularly huge fan of the way the pitch handled. Now, we're not really going to have to worry about that at all when you're doing a flight assist off landing, because pitch is, well, it's kind of pointless. I've gone way too fast here. I'm focused on talking, and I've gone on the wrong side. Oh no, this haul is going to mess me up. Here we go. Yep. Oh, hauler, why you do this? Why did you do this to me? So we need to work out which way we're going here. There we go, thrusters. Thrusters are your friend when you're doing flight assist off. You can't rely just on your turning around on the spot. You do have to use your thrusters. Now we're a little bit over the pad, which is okay, so I think we're going to pull up slightly. Make sure we balance out. We want to control our speed. Deployed landing gear. Okay, we're drifting off slightly. And suddenly the pitch doesn't seem so bad. Moving at a slow pace in the Krait, the pitch seems quite nice actually. So maybe I wrote it off too early with the handling. Oh God, I've got to stop blaming ships though. It's always me as the pilot that's the issue. Here we go. Oh, this is nice and smooth. This is smooth. Not bad. So 84% hull. A couple of minor mistakes there, going through the wrong side of the slot and also going way too fast. So not too bad. I like the way it handled there. Good so far. And let's take a look at the internals. We're going to start off with hard points, and there's been an awful lot of comparison here between the Python and the Krait, just because same hard points and very similar internals. So as you can see here, we have 3 large hard points. They're all positioned on the top of the ship, and they do give quite good positioning, especially if you're leading a target, and it's going to be quite easy for you to keep time on target, especially when weapons are on the top of the ship. You also have 2 mediums, and this gives a really unique location because they are located right next to the cockpit, which means when they're firing, you can see them, which is quite unusual for weapons in Elite Dangerous. So I'm quite a bit of a fan of that. I think that's a very interesting idea, especially where they're positioned as well, that you don't lose too much of your upwards visibility with a weapon, so not too bad there. Taking a look at utility mounts, we just have 4. This is exactly the same as the Challenger, which I don't know how I feel about. I feel like a slightly larger ship may have more, but then again it's trying to fill the same space as the Python and the FDL. It's not going to have the same shield strength, but what it will have is additional DPS due to the fact it can fit a fighter hangar, which we'll get onto in a minute. They could be useful. I'm not sure what I would personally use them for. Maybe shield boosters, maybe chaff, maybe a little bit, maybe a point defense, not sure. Onto core internals. Now, like I said, it's very similar to the Python, basically identical. So, size 7 power plant, 6 thrusters, 5 frameshift drive, 4 life support, 7 power distributor, which is going to give it some real punch in combat. You're basically be firing. Once you've got that charge enhanced grade 5, you are going to be good to go. Sensors, size 6, and then a same size fuel tank, once again as the Corvette, which makes me start to think that maybe the Corvette is kind of under-fueled for its size, but that's something for a different time. Optionals. This is where we kind of have a bit of a talking session here. So the main difference between the optionals with the Krait and the Python, because let's face it, that's what everyone's comparing them to, is the fact there is a missing size 6 slot. Also, the Krait is able to fit a ship launch fighter hangar. That is going to give you a real boost when it comes to damage. Of course, there is a trade-off. The Krait is a multi-purpose ship, but it does seem to be geared towards more damage dealing than anything else, just because of your limited cargo capacity, and because of that, you're going to have your limited passenger capacity as well, something worth thinking about. But we have 2 size 6 slots, 2 size 5, 1 size 4, and then 2 size 3, 1 size 2. Not a huge amount of outfitting options here, but then again, this isn't filling a top tier space. It is designed to basically one of those mid-tier ships, and a really good kind of holdover until you can go cutter, corvette, or anaconda. And again, this is rank 3, so it is actually a really nicely positioned ship. We're going to finish up by taking a look at the outside of the Krait, and starting with those engines. They were one of the things that were teased in the 3.1 trailers, and they deliver. They look powerful, strong, solid. Plus, when you're boosting, they look really, really nice. Looking at the top of the ship, it instantly reminds me of the anime series Macross and the American counterpart Robotech, with how the engines look, the way they're slung over the back of the ship. Of course, you can see the 3 large hardpoints on the top, which give you some great convergence for fixed fire. The ship has been compared quite a bit to some other ships from other sci-fi franchises, such as the Ebon Hawk from the Knights of the Old Republic, and even the Millennium Falcon as well. I guess we need to talk about the cockpit and its location, as this makes the Krait truly unique. But in my experience, larger canopies normally mean a canopy breach. You do get a really good view of your weapons, which is quite unusual for a ship in ED. The position of the crew seats are also quite unique, keeping symmetry and almost having their own mini cockpits. I will say that even though the cockpit is on the underneath of the ship, it doesn't spoil your upwards and downwards views in any way, shape or form, and nor does having the 2 pieces sticking out on either side of it block your sideways views. One thing I'm really not a huge fan of is the design leftovers from the original Krait Mark 1 from previous games, as these weird pylon things realistically would just get ripped off really quickly. Of course, it is a game, so it can be excused. One last thing, the Krait has a freaking coffee machine. You know, on a ship that flies in 0G at faster than light speeds? What were they thinking? And there we go, Commanders, my quick look at the Krait, flight assist off landing, some impressions, a little look at the modules, and the visual stuff. So guys, once again, thank you for watching. Please make sure you do like and subscribe, and make sure you turn on notifications, that way you get an alert every time I put a new video out. Also, whilst you're there, if you are looking to support the channel, there are a couple of different ways to do so, so please do check out the video description. And once again, thank you for watching. Commander Plater, out.